Hello प्यारे बच्चों, I welcome all the students for your Mohan Sir Physics class. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let us discuss today's topic is vertically projected body and freely falling body. Vertically projected body means if a body is being given with the initial velocity, it goes and reaches to the maximum height. So the maximum height reached by a body when it is projected with an initial velocity is called vertically projected body. A body when it is given with the initial velocity, it reaches to the maximum height. We are calling it as a vertically projected body. So at any point in the path of the journey, before reaching to the highest point, any point in the path of the journey, the energy of the body remains constant. The total energy is the sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy remains constant at any point in the path. So that we are going to see today that in the case of vertically projected body. So here we have vertically projected body. Vertically projected body. Let us discuss. Now I am showing the diagram to you, vertically projected body. Here it is. Now considering the 3 points in the path of the journey, the point at the ground, and in the middle of the journey, point B, and to the last we are considering the point C. 3 points are been locating in the path of the journey. Now at the highest point, the velocity of the body reaching to the highest point is 0. Now you see that this stone, imagine that there is a stone in my hand. If I ask this stone to go up, will it go? No, it won't go. So what we have to do? We have to impact an initial velocity to that body so it starts moving. So I have to impact some velocity, initial velocity. So let us take it as a initial velocity is the u. U is the initial velocity here. Now when the stone is in the initial stage on the near to the ground, their height is 0, almost it is approximately 0. So the potential energy of the body is mgh. H is 0. So the potential energy of the body, here we are taking it as potential energy is equal to mg. H is 0. There is no height. So the potential energy of the body is taken as 0. What happened to the kinetic energy? Half mv square. Kinetic energy is half m. V square means here I am taking the initial velocity as u square. So half m u square. So the kinetic energy I am taking it as half m u square. Half m u square I am taking. Now the total energy, the potential energy and kinetic energy is the total energy at this place. So the total energy is taken as kinetic energy and potential energy. So total energy is the sum of the potential energy plus kinetic energy. What is the potential energy? 0. Kinetic energy half m u square. So the total energy of the body is taken as half m u square is the total energy of the body. So half m u square, I got it as total energy of the body. So I am considering it as half m u square is the total energy of the body. Now let us consider a point B here in the path of the journey. Let its velocity at this point is v1. v1 is the velocity and its initial velocity is u. When the body is being traveled to a distance to the point B, the distance I am taking it as x. So the distance traveled, s is equal to x distance to reach to this point, and the velocity is v. So by making use of this equation, v1 square minus u square is equal to 2 acceleration. When the body is going up, it has negative acceleration, so we have to take minus z. So it is minus z. Minus g. And distance traveled is x, s is equal to x. So v1 square is equal to, now it is u square minus 2gx. This comes to this side as plus. So by making use of this kinetic energy formula, kinetic energy at this point can be taken as kinetic energy is equal to half m v1 square. v1 square is how much here? v1 square can be taken as half m v1 square. So that is half into m into v1 square is u square minus 2gx. So u square minus 2gx. Now when you expand this term, 1 by 2 m u square minus 1 by 2 into 2gx. So 2 to get cancelled. Now we have half m u square minus, how much it is? M is there here. This m we have to multiply now. So m we have, it is mgx. We have that equation, we got it as. Now what happened to the potential energy? The potential energy is mgx. So we are taking the potential energy as mgx. Potential energy is equal to mgh. What is the height traveled by the body? What is the height from the ground? It is x distance. So it is x distance. Height from the ground is x distance. H is equal to x. Now what is the total energy? Let us see the total energy for this body. Total energy is the sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy. So total energy can be taken as total energy is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. What is the potential energy? Mgx. So total energy is equal to mgx plus kinetic energy is how much? Half m u square minus mgx. Half m u square minus mgx. So we have, see, mgx plus mgx and minus mgx, both are get cancelled. So mgx and mgx is cancelled. So the total energy we are getting it as half m u square. So at the point B, what is the velocity here? Half m u square. So half m u square is the energy. That is the kinetic energy. Half m u square is the total energy present in the body at the point B, which is at the distance x from the ground. Now let us see the highest point. At the highest point there is velocity 0. When the body reaches to the highest point, its velocity is 0. So kinetic energy I am taking it as half m v square. V square is 0 square is 0. So its value is becoming 0. Kinetic energy is 0. Now let us see the potential energy. Potential energy is equal to mgh. So it is a height from the ground. It has reached to a height from the ground. But when you see the highest point reached to the body, when the body reaches the highest point, the highest maximum velocity is 0, and at the highest point the maximum height is u square by 2z. The maximum height is u square by 2z. From this equation we see that if you take the velocity here, it is as final velocity v minus u square. V square minus u square is equal to 2as. From this relation, final velocity is 0 square minus u square, it is initial velocity is u, and when the body is going up, its acceleration due to gravity is minus z, distance traveled is h. So minus u square is equal to minus 2gh. So minus cancel, then h can be taken as h is equal to u square by 2z. U square by 2z. By making use of this equation, if you substitute here, by making use of this equation, h is equal to u square by 2z. Here if you substitute in the height formula, what we are going to get? Let me see. Potential energy is equal to, it is mgh. H value is how much? U square by 2g. So it is u square by 2g. Now gg get cancelled. Then what is the answer we are getting at? Half. We are going to get it as half m u square. Half m u square. That is the potential energy. So we got potential energy, but the kinetic energy is 0. Potential energy we got, kinetic energy is 0. The total energy is only the half m square. So we can take it this one as total energy of the body is half m u square. This is the total energy of the body at this point C, highest point. So the total energy remains constant at any path in its journey. The total energy is half m square. This is a vertically projected body. This is a vertically projected body. Now let us discuss about the freely falling body. So in the case of freely falling body, take a screenshot, all of you. Now let us discuss about